Jesus Christ, of course. I don't want to lose this. All right. I have the coolest thing to show you guys. Well, I don't know if it's the coolest thing, but I thought it was super informative. Good morning. How are you today? Did you sleep well? It's early. Oh, it's nice and cool out here this morning. I found this interesting thing on GLP-1s I want to show you. I was listening to somebody else's channel while I was falling asleep last night. Or not. Oh my goodness. So I wonder if I leave this open and leave this open. Stick the fan here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that brings the cool right in. Nice. I swear to Christ, somebody's running their furnace in here. Okay, good morning. I'm waiting for that to heat up. And then I got something to show you. You know how all of our friends are on these GLP-1s? Wait till I show you this. You'll never want to be on a GLP-1. Good morning. Good morning. I'm waiting for my coffee. It seems to be slow this morning. I found something I want to show you guys. So this is, I was falling asleep last night. I heard this thing about GLP-1s. And I didn't know if I'd be able to go out and find it, because normally the dude, when he gets done with his lives, he puts it on members only. Oh, geez, JJ, that's going to be way fun. Well, when I got up this morning, it was still in the back of my brain. See if he put it on members only yet. Well, if he did, I was still in his live because my phone it got to the end of his live and my phone went dark. So I was still watching the live. So I rewound it and I screen recorded it. I was able to find exactly what I was looking for, and I screen recorded it, and I uploaded it unlisted, and I've got it on the TV. So we'll watch it in just a second as soon as the coffee's done. But I was pretty shocked at what I learned about the way it's marketed and what it actually truly contains in it. And then the ramifications that are happening from it. Did you know that Wegovy is now eligible to be given to Medicare patients for heart disease? I didn't, but that doesn't mean and it's not even off-labeled for that. Interesting. The amount of breast cancer and diabetic retinopathy that happens, and how some of these are once a week for the rest of your life, like a blood pressure medication. But then you find out what it has in it, and you're like, what? That can't be good for my body. No, it's not. Not at all. So if you were thinking about one, I'm probably going to scare the shit out of you. If you're on one, oof. I don't know if you want to watch this then. Hey, littlest, what are you doing? Do you need to get up and go outside? I don't want you to pee in my bed. You are still a little bit of a bed peer. Come on, let's go outside. Scrambling. Oh, come on. Okay. Go do it. Go. You gotta go first. It smells like fresh cut hay out here. Good girl, sis. Oh, stretchy girl. Come on, sis. Come on. Good morning, Fred. Come on, sis. All right. We got cool air blowing in from the fan outside. Okay, let's start this. So I found this on a channel that I was watching last night. Dusty somebody. The powdered Dusty.
Okay. So have you heard about GLP-1 hormones? Yes. GLP-1 drugs?
It's more about what you can listen to. Well, hold on. Let's pause that. Okay, let's try this again. All right. And it's more about what you can hear. Okay, let's try this again.
Oh, for example, there's another one.
Okay.
So, have you heard about GLP-1 hormones?
Yes.
GLP-1 drugs?
Yes.
Can you name one?
Ozempic.
Ozempic. And its sister drug, Wegovy, made by the same company, Novo Nordisk in Denmark. This company in 5 years has made $2.21 trillion.
I know, Fred. I know.
Huge.
And America buys 90% of it.
Because we're the most overweight.
Okay. Do you know there's no GLP-1 hormone in those drugs? But they call them GLP-1 drugs?
What's in it?
Oh, this is marketing. This is propaganda. Everybody's convinced these are GLP-1 drugs, and that inside of it must just be GLP-1 hormone. No, there's no GLP-1 anything in Ozempic or Wegovy. But you have to go read the research studies of how they developed it to know what they put in it. They put inside of it just one.
Do you hear this? Can you hear this okay? I will back it up again. Let's go ahead and just listen to it from the beginning one more time.
Mentioned earlier, this shit blew my mind. It's not real logic. Oh, for example, there's another one there.
Okay.
So, have you heard about GLP-1 hormones?
Yes.
GLP-1 drugs?
Hey,
Yes.
get in here. Hi,
Ozempic.
Ozempic.
come on.
And its sister
Get in the
drug,
house. Get in
Wegovy,
here.
made by the same company, Novo Nordisk in Denmark. This company in 5 years has made $2.21 trillion on Ozempic and Wegovy.
Yeah, it's been huge.
And America buys 90%.
Because we're the most overweight.
Do you know there's no GLP-1 hormone in those drugs? But they call them GLP-1 drugs?
What's in it?
Oh, this is marketing. This is propaganda. Everybody's convinced these are GLP-1 drugs, and that inside of it must just be GLP-1 hormone. No, there's no GLP-1 anything in Ozempic or Wegovy. But you have to go read the research studies of how they developed it to know what they put in it. They put inside of it just one substance. It's called Exendin-4. EXENDIN-4. Remember, Pharmakia. In the last days, Revelations 18:23, all nations of the earth will be deceived by Pharmakia. You're all being deceived. But thank God there's some people that know how to read English. I'm one of them. So I just love reading. And I think they're totally trying to deceive us almost 24/7. So I decided to go look it up 3 years ago. What is this stuff, Ozempic and Wegovy? It's made up of a protein called Exendin-4. Exendin-4 is isolated from the venom of a lizard that lives in the southwestern United States deserts called the Gila monster lizard.
Stay.
What?
And you're injecting that inside of you.
What?
And they've been studying this venom protein since 19.
It's a venom. It's a protein, but it's a venom protein. From the Gila monster.
1956, I have a medical textbook called Venoms from 1956 where they started trying to isolate venom proteins from the Gila monster lizard to see what it would do in the human body. And they found that it will paralyze the vagal nerve. It'll paralyze the stomach sphincter that empties food into your intestines that you're eating at lunch and breakfast. And you won't be hungry for hours because the food's just sitting there in your stomach because it's not going into your intestines to be broken down and turned into fecal matter and nutrients to absorb from your intestines and your bloodstream. So, Exendin-4 is a neurotoxic venom from a lizard, and you're all injecting inside of you. And this drug, Ozempic and Wegovy, is being promoted as a weight loss drug and a diabetes drug. And the FDA just approved Wegovy, which is the exact same substance, for heart disease for all Medicare-age patients, and it's covered by Medicare. All right, Exendin-4 is a venom protein, and they have found and published that when you inject that into a human being, it will circulate into your bloodstream, obviously, because they just injected it inside of there, or you did yourself. You self-inject Ozempic and Wegovy once a week for the rest of your life. It's a lifelong prescription, like a high blood pressure drug. So you're injecting all of you once a week Exendin-4 Gila monster venom protein into your body, and they know that venom protein will circulate throughout your arteries and your intestines, and it will touch what are called L cells. And when it touches L cells, which is what they're abbreviated, it releases GLP-1 hormone in the body of a human. Do you know what else this Exendin-4 is published to do? Did you know that Gila monster venom was published by the Smithsonian Institute last year? They were interviewed. They wanted to know how toxic is Gila monster venom. Not a joke. They actually said, it's published by CNN, that Gila monster venom is as toxic and deadly as a diamond western Western diamondback rattlesnake's venom. And there are now millions of Americans injecting that venom inside of them every single day, being told it's a GLP-1 drug approved by the FDA. This is venom, people, and you're injecting it into your body. And Exendin-4, this venom protein of the Gila monster, is published by the FDA with a black box warning. Anybody injects themselves with this for 12 to 36 months, you are tripling your risk of developing thyroid cancer, called medullary thyroid cancers, and there's multiple of them. But do you know what oncologists around the world are telling me as they've seen my presentations about what Ozempic really is? They all call me and come to my conferences, and they report to the audience. We're not seeing thyroid cancers exploding in Ozempic users and Wegovy users. Those who are diagnosed with new cancer after starting Ozempic and Wegovy, we're seeing explosions of breast cancer diagnosis in all of these people within a year or two. That's what they're seeing. But this venom protein is published to cause nerve growth factor and epidermal growth factor, which are two oncology terms, cancer terms, for the growth of tumors in the brain and in your organs.
Oh my gosh.
It's also published that 1 in 5 will develop diabetic retinopathy, meaning your retina will detach and you'll be permanently blind for the rest of your life while on Ozempic or Wegovy. And did you see People Magazine published 6 months ago an article titled, "People on Ozempic are now reporting eye rotting disease"? That's the title of the article in People Magazine. Venom destroys human tissue. It is not a cure for anything, but any of you out there who are losing weight, congratulations. I'd like to ask you, do you really believe you're overweight and you're diabetic and you have heart disease because you're Gila monster venom deficient? And if not, why are you injecting inside of you every day? And I just have to tell you, your medical doctors don't believe it. In fact, every medical doctor I've sent the articles to that this is what Ozempic and Wegovy is, when I send them the research articles, the mainstream articles about what it's made from, they all in unison have said the same thing to me by text and by phone call and by voice face to face. I was never told this by my pharmaceutical rep. I will never prescribe it again, and I'm going to call my patients right now and tell them to stop it.
God.
Good, you should.
Well, now do you see why I had to go back and screen record that so that I could bring it to you? Good morning, Grain. That's pretty fucking crazy. So all these people think that they're taking a GLP-1 where there's no GLP-1 hormone actually in it. What the protein that it has in it is actually Gila monster venom. And then the offshoot of thyroid cancers, medullary thyroid cancer, breast cancer, big, huge.
Morning.
Good morning. Did I wake you?
No.
Okay.
It's 9 o'clock.
It's 7. Oh, you're from the East Coast. Oh, you're from the East Coast. You're an East Coaster. Oh, my goodness.
What would be a snack?
Oh, she's not even a snack. She's not even a snack. That's just all skin and bones. She's not even a snack. Her brother's a snack. She's just, that's not even a bowl of soup.
My little 110 pounds of yellow lab.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a snack.
Yeah. She's so tiny.
Head is bigger than that dog.
Oh, most all dogs poop bigger than this dog. She's just tiny. Oh, quit. It's just,
He
oh.
likes to play with bits of antler ink.
Antler. Yeah, that's good for him. That's good
And
for him.
He's part cat. He loves to hang out on the deck and lay in the sun.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. This one's part cat, too. Oh, quit. Well, I can see where I failed as a parent. She's not very socialized.
This one? My problem with mine is he thinks everyone is there to say hi to him.
Yes. She just is she's very standoffish. But I really haven't been around a lot of people since I got her, so just is what it is. It's a perfect temperature. Oh, they had snow in Yellowstone. There was snow in Cody. There was snow in Jackson yesterday.
Really?
Yes. Yes. There was snow yesterday.
I outran a tornado
Mm.
Tuesday.
On your way here? That was really bad through there. I got it.
Middle of North Dakota.
Yeah. Reed Timmer was up there. They were storm tracking.
I sent pictures of the storm. I was like, this looks really ugly. And I sent another couple pictures of off to the left to my wife. And she's like, is there tornadoes? And I looked out again to the left. And all of a sudden, there's a dust cloud going like this. And I'm like, got up and got to another exit because the wind was just shearing right across. And I was like, okay, I'm going to just pull off for a while and hang out. And
My buddy in Minnesota, here, I'll show you the picture. He sent us, hey, quit.
Roof.
Oh my gosh.
Roof.
It takes a minute for it to come up. But these were his, those were from his hailstorm last night.
Yeah.
He ended up with 2 broken windows and a whole bunch of hail damage.
We have to be home by noon tomorrow
Mm,
to my house.
in Michigan?
Yes.
Oh.
And then she's got a 5 o'clock appointment. $1,200 miles.
Wow.
I used 30 gallons of gas. I got like 38 gallons.
That's not bad though.
Yep. Pulling my little trailer full of stuff and
That's not bad at
full
all.
of heavy stuff, and then I was getting 38 to the gallon.
That's not bad.
So going back, we'll get closer to 40. So
Well, you guys drive carefully.
yeah, it's.
Does she have coffee? Do you want coffee?
Oh no, I don't
Okay.
do coffee.
Okay.
I spent 20 years in the military.
Oh, you drank enough coffee for all of us then.
I've never drank coffee.
You've never drank coffee.
Never drank coffee. Never drank beer. Have no tattoos.
I think we found a unicorn, you guys. Legit, I think we found a unicorn. I won't show you him, but he's never drank beer, he's never drank coffee, and he has no tattoos. And he's an adult. They think you're great.
I drink whiskey. I drink rum. I just have never drank beer. Don't like the taste.
I don't drink. I have a tendency to break out in handcuffs.
That'll
Well,
cure you.
put it this way. Everybody around me drank and drove and got a DUI or got arrested. And I figured out real quick that the numbers were dwindling. So it was time for me to quit. Anyway. All right. Oh, my God. Hey. Quit. Oh. All right. There we go. Let's go.
one.
You too. See you later. Oh my goodness, sis. About made me piss myself. That wasn't even funny. Well, that answers the question why I heard snoring on the other side of my wall last night. That totally answers that question. Oh shit. Sorry about that. They don't understand that when you tell somebody that you're talking to your phone, they don't understand that. Sometimes they don't understand. Anyway, well, now that we know what my neighbor's doing, how exciting she's going to Italy. Now, you want to talk about the weight loss drug? Do we need to watch it one more time? Or at least listen to it? Okay, let's listen to it. And I'll tell you my thoughts. I want you to play. Oh, I guess we got to rewind it. And that's really kind of where I'm thinking I'd rather be fat than have cancer.
Mentioned earlier, this should be
Okay.
It's not very long. Oh, for example, there's nothing there.
Okay.
So, have you heard about GLP-1 hormones?
Yes.
GLP-1 drugs?
Yes.
Can you name one?
Ozempic.
Ozempic. And it's
Wegovy, Mounjaro.
By the same company, Novo Nordisk in Denmark. This company in 5 years has made $2.21 trillion on Ozempic and Wegovy.
Yeah, it's been
In 5 years has made $2.21 trillion on Wegovy. So it's manufactured in Denmark by Novartis. And in the 5 years that it's been on the market, they've made $2.21 trillion. We're talking Taylor Swift money.
huge.
And America buys 90%.
90% are Americans.
Endless overweight.
Okay. Do you know there's no GLP-1 hormone in those drugs? They call them GLP-1 drugs.
What's in it?
Oh, this is marketing. This is propaganda. Everybody's convinced these are GLP-1 drugs, and that inside of it must just be GLP-1 hormone. No, there's no GLP-1 anything in Ozempic or Wegovy. But you have to go read the research studies of how they developed it to know what they put in it. They put inside of it.
Okay, so there's no GLP-1 hormone inside of Ozempic or Wegovy. But you have to read to find out what it is that's inside of it. All right.
Just one substance. It's called Exendin-4.
Exendin-4. But wait till he gets ready to relate this to Revelations. Listen to this one.
Exendin-4. Remember, Pharmakia. In the last days, Revelations 18:23, all nations of the earth will be deceived by Pharmakia.
Pharmakia.
You're all being deceived. But thank God there's some people that know how to read English. I'm one of them. So I just love reading. So, and I think they're totally trying to deceive us almost 24/7. So I decided to go look it up 3 years ago. What is this stuff? Ozempic and Wegovy. It's made up of a protein called Exendin-4.
So, Wegovy, Ozempic, they're made up of a protein called Exendin-4. So what is that protein? What is Exendin-4?
Exendin-4 is isolated from the venom of a lizard that lives in the southwestern United States deserts called the
Exendin-4 is from a lizard that lives in the southwestern United States.
Gila monster lizard.
The fucking Gila monster. So somewhere, somebody thought, let's go take the venom out of a Gila monster and let's put it into humans. I just don't see how that was a smart choice. But okay, let's continue.
What?
And you're injecting that inside of you.
What?
And they've been studying this venom protein since 1956. I have a medical textbook called Venoms from 1956 where they started trying to isolate venom proteins from the Gila monster lizard to see what it would do in the human body. And they found that it will paralyze the vagal nerve. It'll paralyze the stomach sphincter that empties food into your intestines that you're eating at lunch and breakfast. And you won't be hungry for hours because the food's just sitting there in your stomach because it's not going into your intestines to be broken down and turned into fecal matter and nutrients to absorb from your intestines and your bloodstream. So, Exendin-4 is a neurotoxic venom from a lizard, and you're all injecting inside of you. And this drug, Ozempic and Wegovy, is being promoted as a weight loss drug and a diabetes drug. And the FDA just approved Wegovy, which is the exact same substance, for heart disease for all Medicare age patients, and it's covered by Medicare. All right, Exendin-4 is a venom protein, and they have found and published that when you inject that into a human being, it will circulate into your bloodstream, obviously, because they just injected it inside of there for you to yourself.
Hold on. Okay. Let's go back a little bit. Because something you just said.
For heart disease.
That.
For all Medicare age patients.
This right here. Okay. At the same time that this is coming out, right? And now it's been approved for heart disease in Medicare patients, 100%. What did we just learn about Social Security? It has until about 2036, and it's going to be a defunct system. Gee, do you think they've figured out a way to maybe off people off the system? Oh, we'll just put them on Wegovy or Mounjaro or Ozempic, and we'll tell them they have heart disease, because they've got some indicators in their blood work that could possibly indicate leadings to heart disease. We'll just go ahead and throw them on it, and then in 18 to 24 months they'll be skinny, but they'll also die because the potential that they're going to end up with medullary thyroid cancer, breast cancer, any of that is extremely high, right? God, I'm so glad I did not jump on the weight loss fad. I'll stay fat, thanks.
4 is a venom protein, and they have found and published that when you inject that into a human being, it will circulate into your bloodstream, obviously, because they just injected it inside of there, or you did yourself. You self-inject Ozempic and Wegovy once a week for the rest of your life. It's a lifelong prescription, like a high blood pressure drug. So you're injecting all of you once a week Exendin-4 Gila Monster venom protein into your body.
And I had no idea that once you went on it, you were on it the rest of your life. I thought that you were on it for a short period of time and then they taper you off of it. But it now sounds like they're putting, once you're on it, you're on it.
And they know that the venom protein will circulate throughout your arteries and your intestines, and it will touch what are called L cells. And when it touches L cells, which is what they're abbreviated, it releases GLP-1 hormone in the body of a human. Do you know what else this Exendin-4 is published to do? Did you know that Gila Monster venom, published by the Smithsonian Institute last year, they were interviewed? They wanted to know how toxic is Gila Monster venom? Not a joke. They actually said, it's published by CNN, that Gila Monster venom is as toxic and deadly as a western diamondback rattlesnake's venom.
So, a Gila Monster and a Western Diamondback have the same toxicity in their venom. CNN did a study to find out exactly how toxic Gila Monster venom is. Hey, good morning, Eric. She's being silly and wiggly. She's doing her exercises. See, she's doing her her crunches. Side to side, side to side, side to side. This is how we keep a teeny little waist. So, CNN does a study to find out exactly how toxic Gila Monster venom is, because Gila Monster venom is put into the GLP-1s. Okay.
And there are now millions of Americans injecting that venom inside of them every single day, being told it's a GLP-1 drug approved by the FDA. This is venom, people, and you're injecting it into your body. And Exendin-4, this venom protein of the Gila Monster, is published by the FDA with a black box warning. Anybody injects themselves with this for 12 to 36 months, you are tripling your risk of developing thyroid cancer. Called medullary thyroid cancers, and there's multiple of them. But you know what oncologists around the world are telling me as they've seen my presentations about what Ozempic really is? They all call me and come to my conferences, and they report to the audiences. We're not seeing thyroid cancers exploding in Ozempic users and Wegovy users. Those who are diagnosed with new cancer after starting Ozempic and Wegovy, we're seeing explosions of breast cancer diagnosis in all of these people within a year or two. That's what they're seeing. But this venom protein is published to cause nerve growth factor and epidermal growth factor, which are two oncology terms, cancer terms, for the growth of tumors in the brain and in your organs.
Oh my gosh.
It's also published that 1 in 5 will develop diabetic retinopathy, meaning your retina will detach and you'll be permanently blind for the rest of your life while on Ozempic or Wegovy. And did you see People magazine published 6 months ago an article titled, "People on Ozempic are now reporting eye rotting disease"? That's the title of the article in People magazine.
Eye rotting disease.
Venom destroys human tissue. It is not a cure for anything, but any of you out there who are losing weight, congratulations. I'd like to ask you, do you really believe you're overweight and you're diabetic and you have heart disease because you're Gila Monster Venom deficient? And if not, why are you injecting inside of you every day? And I just have to tell you, your medical doctors don't know it either. In fact, every medical doctor I've sent the articles to, that this is what Ozempic and Wegovy is, when I send them the research articles, the mainstream articles about what it's made from, they all in unison have said the same thing to me by text and by phone call and by voice face-to-face. I was never told this by my pharmaceutical rep. I will never prescribe it again, and I'm going to call my patients right now and tell them to stop it. Good, you should.
Is that not wild? Is that just not the craziest thing? Now, could this guy be full of shit? Possibly. This was, like I said, I was watching another YouTuber last night, the Powdered Dusty. There was a couple of times I have gone to bed and this person has been live and he's had some topics that he's talked about that were very interesting. So I will put his channel on and listen. Go. You're not coming out. You are not coming out. They were talking about Wegovy and Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, GLP-1s. And how come on, get in here. Get in here. You are not going out. I'm going out. You're staying inside. Okay. Well, and I don't believe he is pulling it out of nowhere, because of the data that they're finding. I mean, and seriously, if you think about it, Gila monsters, like if you think about their venom, their venom is as potent as a Western Diamondback. And we know what that's kind of crazy. Because did you catch where he said that about, so your body's deficient of Gila monster venom? But how about the doctors that were not realizing that that's or doctors saying, yeah, Eric, I'll replay it from the beginning. Every time I listen to it, I've picked up something new. It's just a 5-minute clip. Like I said, I was just as I was falling asleep last night, or I had been asleep and then I had woke back up and he was just ending and he had just cleared out his panel. And then he popped this up. He's like, this is that GLP-1 that I was talking about. This is the GLP information. So here, I'll play it again, Eric. Come on, play. Okay, here we go.
Mentioned earlier, this shit blew my mind. It's not very long. Let's take
Oh, for example, there's another one, right?
Okay.
So have you heard about GLP-1 hormones?
Yes.
GLP-1 drugs?
Yes.
Can you name one?
Ozempic.
Ozempic. And its sister drug, Wegovy, made by the same company, Novo Nordisk in Denmark. This company in 5 years has made $2.21 trillion on Ozempic and Wegovy.
Yeah, it's been huge
And America buys 90% of it.
because we're the most overweight.
Okay. Do you know there's no GLP-1 hormone in those drugs? But they call them GLP-1 drugs?
What's in it?
Oh, this is marketing. This is propaganda. Everybody's convinced these are GLP-1 drugs, and that inside of it must just be GLP-1 hormone. No, there's no GLP-1 anything in Ozempic or Wegovy. But you have to go read the research studies of how they developed it to know what they put in it. They put inside of it just one substance. It's called Exendin-4. EXENDIN-4. Remember, Pharmakia. In the last days, Revelations 18:23, all nations of the earth will be deceived by Pharmakia. You're all being deceived. But thank God there's some people who know how to read English. I'm one of them. So I just love reading. And I think they're totally trying to deceive us almost 24/7. So I decided to go look it up 3 years ago. What is this stuff? Ozempic and Wegovy. It's made up of a protein called Exendin-4. Exendin-4 is isolated from the venom of a lizard that lives in the southwestern United States deserts called the Gila monster lizard.
What?
And you're injecting that inside of you.
What?
And they've been studying this venom protein since 1956. I have a medical textbook called Venoms from 1956 where they started trying to isolate venom proteins from the Gila monster lizard to see what it would do in the human body. And they found that it will paralyze the vagal nerve. It'll paralyze the stomach sphincter that empties food into your intestines that you're eating at lunch and breakfast. And you won't be hungry for hours because the food's just sitting there in your stomach because it's not going into your intestines to be broken down and turned into fecal matter and nutrients to absorb from your intestines and your bloodstream.
Okay,
So
it's the Exendin-4 protein. It's the protein that's in the Gila monster venom. You're going to raise Gila monsters? Even so, even if it is a synthetic version of it, they're still coming out. Not the sphincter. I know. Listen, good old gastroparesis, right, B. Frank? Okay. So even if it's a synthetic version of it, they're still seeing the same results. Right, synthetic based on, not mimicking. Well, of course not. You wouldn't be able to put that. I mean, think about it. When somebody gets bit by a Gila monster or a rattlesnake, they have major problems. They end up, the tissue around the bite dies because of the poison in their venom. It is still insane. Even though it's inspired by, right? Is that still not insane? And the fact that they're not telling doctors about this, and that there is a black box warning on this, There is a black label warning on this that you shouldn't use it for more than 18 to 36 months continuously, or it does quadruple your risk for medullary thyroid cancers, breast cancer. We would think that probably, I don't know, I would think that the pancreas could be involved in all of that too. Yes, but you'll package in all natural. Weren't we told when we were little that Gila monsters spit? And if you got their venom in your eye, you would go blind. Soleil, you know what the doctors depend on? The med reps, the medication reps, the pharmaceutical reps. That's what they depend on. And if those pharmaceutical reps don't tell that this, and this could be potentials, and they leave that out, and the doctor doesn't educate and go down a rabbit hole and learn about the drug, and they only take the information from the pharmacy reps. Stop. Then they're not going to know. We would all expect doctors to do independent research, but when they're seeing a patient every 8 minutes, when in their day would you like them to do research? It'll be about GLP-1s. Yep, the next round of documentaries will be about GLP-1s and the consequences of GLP-1s. I agree with that, Cap. So what do they rely on for learning about the newer meds? The pharmacy reps, the manufacturing representatives. Have you seen that movie Dopesick? Or yeah, I think that's the name of it. It's about a town in West Virginia. It depends on what the people from Big Pharma tell them. Exactly, Andy. Exactly. I just thought this was really interesting. And like I said, I had heard it last night as I was drifting off to sleep. Big Pharma is the devil. Absolutely. Big Pharma is an industry. Look at the opioid epidemic that they caused. They're in it to make money. They're in it to make money for the drug reps. They're in it to make money for the manufacturer, for all of it. And it started out, the one that I think it's on Hulu or Netflix. It's on one of those two. Yes, they want you to stay sick. They want you to eat all the fast food. They want you to eat the pesticide-laden fruits and vegetables. They don't want you to wash your stuff, right? Oh, goddamn, I gotta stop saying that word. Right. Anyway, like I said, I was drifting off to sleep. I heard this. My phone went dark, and I was afraid it was going to get put behind a paywall. When I woke up this morning and I was still in there, I was the one person still in there. Oh yeah, Cap. There's a couple of doctors that are they're very big on advocating for their patients. One is a breast reconstruction expert. She is constantly throughout her day having to take phone calls from the insurance company and explain out, look, we had the okay here. We started going through the plan, 3 treatments into the plan. Your company now says, no, this isn't going, we don't approve this now. 12 millimeter stone in her duct coming from her liver. Wow, Eric. Yeah, gallstones are no joke. They're no joke. Well, yeah. Of course, Cap, if you didn't have insurance, then they could give you whatever, because then that's just going to, you're just going to pay for that out of pocket. No, you're not going out. Get out of here. You don't need to go out. Because then it doesn't matter, because you're paying out of pocket and you'll pay whatever for the treatment. Now, if you have insurance and they're giving you something, and God forbid, maybe that's exactly what you need, well, then your insurance company is probably going to deny it, because it's better off, and I'm only speaking insurance terms wise, it's better off if you're not on their insurance any longer, right? It's better off if you're just not a problem to them. You're not a complex problem any longer. So we'll just go ahead and tell her no, that she can't have the life-saving, God damn it, she can't have the life-saving chemotherapy that she needs. We're only going to give her the half-assed one that maybe her body will respond to it. Maybe your body won't respond to it, but at least it's better than giving her nothing. I don't know. I got 3 friends that have done GLP-1s. One had gastric bypass and then put all of her weight back on. The body dysmorphia, yeah. One lost a whole bunch of weight, and she's made the lifestyle changes, and she's maybe put back on about 12 pounds total, but she dropped like 160. And I think she's put back on 12 pounds since tapering off, but she was sick as fuck for the longest time. For the first probably 7 months she was on Ozempic, she was sick as fuck. Spent a lot of time in the bathroom. There are a couple people here in town that, there's one gal at the gas station, and I just looked at her and I was like, oh my God, you look amazing. What have you done? And she's like, oh, I started Wegovy. And I just looked at her and I'm like, you're not concerned? And she's like, no. She's like, I've never been skinnier in my life. And I just kind of looked at her and I said, right, but are you healthy? Are you worried about the muscle loss? She's like, well, I should probably walk a little bit more than I do. I'm thinking, you still got another 40 years of life to get through, woman. Yeah. And you look at them and they're just gaunt and they look sick. They just look sick. They have this, like, their teeth are really bad. And if your teeth were bad to begin with, and then you do I'm finding that when you do that, yes, it's like your spark goes away. I don't want that. I don't want my internal flame to dim. My internal flame dims as it is. Anyway. No GLP-1s for me. I'll stay fat. Thank you. Yes, sunken in faces. Get in the house. Come on. Yes, sunken in faces. And if they look way older, and I really think they look sick. They totally look sick. And God forbid they do. They look like shit. Their color is pasty. They look awful. And that was what triggered me to ask her, like, wow, you've lost a lot of weight. What are you doing? And she's like, oh, I started on Ozempic. And I was just like, whoa. My eyes got really big. And I'm like, are you not worried? And she's like, oh, the doctor says everything's fine. I said, well, how many success stories has your doctor had? She's like, well, I'm in the first round. I'm the first round that my doctor's done. Are you kidding me? So you're a guinea pig for this shit? Well, my insurance pays for it. It doesn't cost me anything out of pocket. Oh, they do look super dehydrated. Oh yeah. Well, it wasn't the med there was a shortage of. It was the delivery system, Huck. It was the delivery system that they put it in, the injectable pen thing. That's what the shortage was. It wasn't the actual med itself. It was the delivery device. So, yeah, craziness. I don't know. I don't have any plans to go on GLP-1s. I just don't. I've seen, yeah, they were having such a hard time getting it because it was the delivery system. It was the injector that they were having. There was a shortage of not the drug, but yeah, it was the delivery method. So, crazy. Anyway, like I said, I thought that was super interesting. And okay, so maybe it's not Gila Monster venom, but it's based off of venom. And listen, AI could tell us that it's not Gila Monster venom, and it could still be Gila Monster venom. Vyvanse and Adderall, yeah. Yeah. Oh, did you lose your ball? Did you lose your ball underneath the couch? You better get it. Get it. So, I thought it was interesting anyway. I haven't really heard any other interesting things. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, she's making her ball squeak. That's a big ball for such a tiny mouth. You love that ball though, huh? She makes such funny noises. You made it squeak. You're so silly. You silly. Silly girl. I got told that she isn't even big enough to be a bowl of soup. It's like, please don't be talking about my dog like that. We're not planning on eating her. I mean, Mason might want to eat her some days, but let's not even make a bowl of soup out of her, okay? Anyway, so tonight is the concert. We're going to go to it. I thought to call ahead and ask my friend if she needed any help with anything, and she said not that she could think of off the top of her head, but probably when I get there. So 4:30, I'll be there. I'm hoping I can put my braids in my hair today and get my arms up. So I'm hoping I can braid my hair. It's really long, so I haven't braided it myself in a really long time, but I'm going to try to braid it today. So it'll be fun. I will probably take more video than be live. And I got to make sure that I get parked in the right spot so I don't get my Jeep locked in until after the party's over. So I figured I'd go about 4:30. Hopefully I can get a nice little spot on Main Street. Anyway. It's a block party. Tris Munsick is playing. That is one of Ian Munsick's brothers. Ian Munsick. He has that song Prairie Lament that I just absolutely adore. So here, let's see if I might be able to. Let's see, Tris. Tris Munsick in the Innocents. So this is holy fuck. Let's turn the volume down. And that was the YO Theater in Sheridan at the beginning of this. That's the YO Theater in Sheridan. That's their dad. There you go. You get the point. That's who we're going to go see tonight. He has a YouTube page, Tris Munsick and the Innocents, 372 subscribers. It's TRIS Munsick. Anyway, he's Ian's big brother. And yeah. It'll be fun. Or maybe it won't. There's supposed to be cornhole, and two businesses partnered together, Goose's Liquor and the real estate company, and they're shutting down the whole street, all of 8th Street between Bighorn and Culbertson. So it'll be a block. So it's the official kickoff to summer, which today it's actually pretty decent. It's supposed to be in the 70s. We got down into it was like 47 last night. So Yellowstone got a lot of snow yesterday. The post started about 4 o'clock. People that had gotten like the 30 miles or 35 miles that it takes to get from Pahaska to Old Faithful. Yeah. That whole stretch was nasty. The Beartooth Pass is closed. You can't get up and over Beartooth Pass. It's closed on the Montana side. I'm kind of glad I don't have anything I have to do, so I can kind of stay in the cool today. So close to 100. Oh God, that's got to be miserable. Das got to be miserable. No, sis, you're not going out. That's a no. You don't need to go out just because I do. Oh, I couldn't even imagine. 110 degrees and fucking humidity. Ugh. It's cold out here this morning, though. Humidity sucks. I went to bed last night, and as I walked in my bedroom, I was like, what is that noise? And I stood there and listened, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize her bedroom was where my bedroom is. I could hear somebody fucking snoring through the wall. I was thinking, damn, she must have been exhausted. Never heard snoring in the wall before. And I mean, like, as I laid down, I could match my breathing to the snoring. It was that loud. It was 47 when I got up this morning, Fred. And it's not very warm. Standing out here, I'm shivering. If I had teeth, they'd probably be chattering. Oh my goodness, the picture he showed me looked like a typical North Dakota twister. Just so big, and you could just see the swirl. It looked like a typical North Dakota twister. So, what have we learned today? GLP-1s are the devil. If the Bible says to watch out for pharmakia, I think we all should. He leaned down to pet her, and she fucking come undone. Yeah, it's cold this morning, Fred. So the first thing when I woke up, I opened the door and put the fan in so that it would start blowing in here. And then, of course, this one had to get out of bed, and you can't leave the door open with the fan in it because then she thinks that it's an open door. So she can run in and out, 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 in and out. I had to take one of my fence panels and put it in the fucking doorway, and then she can't. Anyway, yep, that's what we had today. And I'm beginning to think that it's not the creators that are problematic out here. I think it's you subscribers. Because you keep showing up in chats where Britney's being talked about. So that tells the creator, oh, we need to play more of Britney because you guys like it. I'm beginning to really think it's the subscribers that are the problem, not the creators. For the longest time, I really thought it was the creators that were problematic. But the creators only go off of what the subs want. And if subscribers want Britney, then that's what the creators are going to give. I don't understand it. Sounds like some of you need some hobbies. Do you need me to recommend a book for you to read? I got 2 really good ones. And I got a new Frida McFadden coming to me, too. Listen to her making noise. I got about 15 pages into it, Andy, and I fell asleep. I know better than to read at night. And then I started to pick it up here. I started to sit here and read it and got a phone call and then had to put it down because I am not talented enough to read and talk on the phone at the same time. So I have to wait for another reading window to open up. I'll have one of those days. Oh, I know I will. I know I will. It's the precursor to practical magic. So yes, I know I will. You're a witch, you're a witch, a bitch, a bitch, a bitch. Yes. You will never again pay attention to a court case. Why aren't these people telling Julie that she's fucking lucky that she did withdraw everything so that she wasn't charged with a crime of her own. Why aren't they telling Julie that? Leave Brittany alone. Leave Brittany alone! Leave her alone! It's all a bunch of crap. I agree. But of course, some people got started at 6:30 in the morning, you know. Hi, Wiggly. Sweet little Wiggly girl. Hi. Good morning. Oh, thank you for the kisses. Oh, you're warm. You're warm for a naked girl. Oh, goodness, you burped. Where'd that burp come from? Absolutely, it's a waste of court resources. It's a waste of resources all the way around. Good morning. Good morning, sweet little girl. Good morning. How sweet are you? Oh, yes. Well, and that's what makes me believe, Eric, that had she not withdrawn it, she would have been in just as much trouble as she was looking to cause for others. I do believe. Again, that's my own personal opinion. Nobody has to agree with me on it. But that's what I feel for my own personal opinion. Is that had she not withdrawn it, she probably would have been in just as much of trouble for lying about police reports and all of that. That's my own personal opinion, though. Oh, I think we're going to have another cup of coffee. If not more, right. And that's what I believe anyway. That's my own personal opinion. And I guess the bigger thing, why are they not cussing Julie and why are they cussing Brittany? I don't get it. One would think that they would go after Skolnick just as hard. I mean, the prosecutor also could have just said, you could be charged with falsely reporting crimes as well. There was something, though, yesterday when Nonsense pulled up the bitter tea panel that had urinary tract infection, Julie, and bitter tea on it. There was something that Julie said And instantly it clicked. Julie said, I did my research. I know that in my state, there has never been a case of cyber harassment prosecuted at the state level. It's all been prosecuted at the municipal level. So with hearing that and knowing what just happened, I'd missed that the first time. I probably was still stuck on whatever was said before that, thinking about that. So I missed this statement, and I've watched that interview 3 or 4 times. I missed the statement about, in my state, I did my research. In my state, they're never prosecuted at the state level. They're always prosecuted at the municipal level for the municipality. Okay. Do you think that maybe that's what she was banking on? That she could get a win by default, knowing that it was prosecuted at the municipal level? Sadly, Fred, there are going to be people that clap her on the back and say, best of luck. Way to go. I don't know how that guy was so kind without any coffee in him. I can barely human without coffee in me. That guy was just super fucking kind and full of conversation and pictures and all the stuff. Or, Eric, the truth of the matter was Julie got told that she could be prosecuted for falsely reporting crimes, and suddenly she decided to say that she had a personal issue and would rather it stay private. Yeah, her personal issue is that she's a fucking tampon that goes around inserting herself in places where she's not invited. So that's my thought anyway. Again, those are my thoughts. So, I mean, it's not like she didn't know about this upcoming kidney surgery, right? She has talked about it for months, so it's not like this was a brand new thing. The potential that Brittany would have asked for a public defender from jump, and if that were the case, then why did you even take it this far? Because if Brittany would have asked for a public defender from jump, wouldn't it have been the same thing? Because I really think Julie wanted to win by default. I don't think it had anything else to do with anything other than Julie wanting to win by default. Who said that, Eric? I mean, I don't know who said that. Exactly who said that, Eric? Who? My feet fit a limb. Who? Oh, well, there's a good one, Selma Blue. Municipal cases do not offer public defender. Right, because this was going to be picked up at the state level. Remember, she did her research and, the prosecutor said that. I don't think she thought it was going to play out in her absence. No, stay. Uh-oh. Mom kicked your ball and got it stuck. Hey. No, stay. You don't need to come out. Well, that's twice today. For Julie using intimidation. Back up. No, you're not going out. I said no. No, we are going to open that other window though. My God, I think I had a fucking little tail named Addison. Shoo-wee. Okay, go on. So yeah, I just one would have thought that Julie would have if she were going to go that far, you would have thought that she would have told the truth, right? Okay, so what else do we need to talk about? Brr, it's cold out here. It's chilly. You guys are no fun. Come on, sister girl. Hope you found your bark. You found a piece of bark. Come on, kid. Oh yeah, that's bringing the cool air in nicely. Anyway. Why is it the second cup of coffee never tastes as good as the first? Ooh, you guys want to see the Anderson Cooper emotional farewell interview from 60 Minutes?
60 Minutes overtime.
Okay, everyone. Matt, you did? You've been traveling workforce for like 20 years.
Has it been 20 years?
Over 20 years.
Been
More than 20 years.
more than 20 years. Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride.
Hey,
Whoa! Oh my God! Well, look at that!
get in here.
That's incredible. Really? Did people try to kill you? How much more evidence
Get in
do
here.
you need? Come on.
Come on.
Did any of that make sense to you?
Come on.
Why should people trust you? I mean, who
Get out.
elected you and Sam Altman?
No one.
Come on.
Honestly, no one.
Why don't you talk about this? They cut it. We're on our way to a family of 21 gorillas here.
That was so cool.
You could hear the sound of butterfly wings.
Yeah.
Do I call you lady? Do I call you Gaga?
Oh my God.
What are you wearing today?
I just didn't want to wear clothes today. I wrote to get over a breakup. I didn't write it being like this is going to be a hit.
You wrote it to help you get over something.
Yeah.
How do you even read this? I know what it says, I guess.
Did wrong with bread.
What just happened? Name on the front, son. Dude! I don't feel like James Bond yet. I still just want to like take off with it. That's cool.
Working. Some things never end.
Yeah. So this is crazy. This is my last shoot for 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes has always been a place, at least for me, that you get to step into somebody else's shoes. You get to see things through their eyes and see what their struggles are and what they are facing, and you learn from that.
This is 60 Minutes. It's a kind of a magazine for television.
I'm Morley Safer.
I grew up watching 60 Minutes. I was a weird little kid. I liked watching news. After my dad died, there was a lot of silence in my house, and we would watch the news over dinner. You know something? Like the old-time CBS correspondents.
Here we are.
I mean, I knew them all by name. I didn't know them personally, but I felt like I did. I felt like as a kid, I was getting a kind of a look at adulthood, and I was learning stuff.
Sit down, get to work.
You never knew what you were going to get, but you were willing to go for the ride because you trusted the people on it that it was going to be a good story. Would I lie?
No.
For me, what was great about 60 Minutes was the mix of stories, like a hard-hitting piece of journalism, an investigative report.
The bad news is we're 60 Minutes.
The prosecution says you're a con man, a thief.
Mike Wallace going into a garage and people scattering, and Morley Safer. I mean, I remember watching old clips of Morley Safer. Bob Simon, he was such a wordsmith. I mean, nobody saw it like Bob Simon did.
There's no
Okay, so Bob Simon was the correspondent that was the war correspondent that took Scott Pelley under his wing. Bob's daughter, Tanya Simon, was the producer, the executive producer for 60 Minutes that they fired.
place on earth closer to heaven than Mount Everest.
And suddenly to be in the halls of 60 Minutes working on a story, I could not believe that I was on 60 Minutes. And then I actually, after Bob Simon died, I was given his office, and his daughter Tanya, who's now the executive producer of 60 Minutes, left a bottle of scotch that he had had, and it's still in my office. There's like a little bit left, but with a huge cut toast there. But to be in the same hallway with Bob Simon was just extraordinary, and to work with all the people he worked with,
That's it.
yeah, it's been the honor of a life.
You awake, buddy?
The thing is, it's never felt like work.
I want to introduce
Hey,
you to
I'm
my friend
Anderson.
Anderson.
It's felt like you're stepping into people's lives, and you're invited into people's homes. You're invited into their struggles. You're invited into whatever it is that has brought them to be on 60 Minutes. Do you get greeted like that every time you come?
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it's something wonderful they've done. Sometimes something terrible that's happened to them.
That's the day we buried Hirsch.
And it doesn't feel like work. It feels like making a human connection with somebody, being able to ask somebody, deeply personal questions and having conversations with people. It's a privilege. It's incredible.
This is the group already going to the gas chamber.
Where are you in this picture?
I am right here.
This is you.
That's me right here.
I interviewed a woman named Irene Weiss, who at the time was 93, Holocaust survivor, sent to Auschwitz in the waning days, the last year of the war. And her whole family was wiped out. She was actually photographed on a platform when she was 13 years old after Mengele had separated her little sister from her. When she's looking off to where her sister has been taken, there was just this moment in the interview where I asked her if she was still that 13-year-old girl. Do you still feel that little girl at times? Or did you bury her early on?
No, that's really a very good question. I'm stuck there. I am really stuck there. That's really the biggest fight. How could that have happened to my family?
I found that extraordinary. I found her extraordinary. There's moments in interviews that you just know when you're sitting there, the cameras dissolve away and you're just having this conversation one-on-one with somebody. I did a piece on Donald Sutherland, the actor, who had an incredible career. He talked about something his mother had once said to him.
I said, "Mother, am I good looking?" And my mother looked at me and went, his character gone.
And you could see the pain that he still carried about that. Did what she say stay with you?
Not really, just for 65, 66 years.
I wasn't doing it so that this would happen. I was doing it because I loved it.
And you still love to play.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
There's so many beautiful moments in interviews where you're having a real conversation with somebody.
I'm just gonna go and do whatever I want to do.
Your
And
face lights up when you talk about it.
cause I'm excited because it's something new.
Am I trying like a chorus?
I don't go out of my way to try to interview very well-known people, but I like to interview people who I think are doing something interesting and are just compelling characters. Ian Brennan and his wife Marilena go around the world looking for music. What are you looking for?
Singing from the heart.
The whole world should know about the Malawi Mouse Boys. They are great musicians.
I've done a number of stories in Africa, which I always think about.
How many of you have a lawyer?
2, 3.
I've done 2 pieces in prison for 60 Minutes. One, a piece of an incredible organization called Justice Defenders, started by this guy, Alexander McLean.
It's the poorest people in our societies who disproportionately feel the impact of the law.
He's created this incredible program to help incarcerated people in Kenya and Uganda and African prisons learn about the law so that they can represent themselves.
Don't just lie low. Don't keep quiet. It might affect your defense or your case.
So 6 women were attacked on Friday. There's a lot of stories that we do that are not easy to watch. One of them was the problem of sexual violence against women in Eastern Congo.
They just got her at many places.
With a machete?
Yeah.
They come here seeking refuge, a safe haven, but the truth is in Congo for women there's no such thing.
You know, it's a tough story to tell, and it's not something that makes headlines on a daily basis, though it probably should, because so many people are affected.
All these women have been raped. They've all been patients of yours.
When a woman is raped, it's not just her that's raped, it's the entire community that's destroyed.
That's the great thing about 6 Minutes, is that if you pitch a story of like, I think this is a really important story, let's go and do it, they'll say yes.
In 3 weeks, we can cure a kid that is looking like they're half dead. It's a spectacular response.
No kids need it more than these children in Niger. I did a story on child malnutrition and this incredible product called Plumpy Nut, which has helped bring kids back from the brink of death.
Plumpy Nut is a remarkably simple concoction. It's basically peanut butter, powdered milk, powdered sugar, enriched with vitamins and minerals.
The daily dose costs about $1.
There's a guy who saw the 60 Minutes Plumpy Nut story, and it changed his life. He decided to build a factory in a small town in rural Georgia to make this product, a very similar product. And he's been able to feed millions of children all around the world because he saw that story. I've done a lot of, I don't know if dangerous is the right words, or just dumb things for 60 Minutes.
We know there's at least one crocodile in this area because we saw the ripples on the water.
I went diving with Nile crocodiles.
Oh my God.
Which I don't think is really a thing.
At first, I can't see anything. But then, out of the darkness, on the floor of the cave, just as Brad warned, I see that gleaming row of white teeth.
Unlike great white sharks, Nile crocodiles do actually want to kill you, it seems, and kill a lot of people every year. But for me, in my mind, when I was on this shoot, the whole thing was, you know, can we get this? Can we get into the right caves? Can we get the good shots? It was never should we.
Literally looking at it right in the face.
I literally say at one point, you know, crocodile's vision isn't so great looking forward.
So this is actually a relatively safe place to be.
I don't think that was true. I've dived now many times for 60 Minutes, so I am eternally, because I'm talking underwater like an idiot, because I have a full face mask, I can talk underwater, and no one else is talking underwater. I'm sucking in more oxygen than anybody else. And so I run out of oxygen underwater so many times for 60 minutes.
Back in the boat, no less than 500 pounds of air.
That was directed at me. And the way I do all this stuff is I've said bad things don't happen to people on TV, which is ridiculous, of course, and they do. They happen all the time. I got blinded on a 60-minute story, which is among the stupidest things I've ever done, and I've done a lot of stupid things. We were doing Garrett McNamara, big wave surfer, awesome guy. I love him. I've done 2 stories involving Garrett. We went to Nazaré, Portugal, where the big waves are. He took me out on jet skis into these big waves. And so we're out for hours on the water, and I'm interviewing him, and I'm talking with him, and like getting him to take silly risks and zoom the jet ski through these rough areas. And we have a great shoot. We have another shoot the next morning, and I wake up in the middle of the night with excruciating pain in my eyes, and I am blind. I cannot see. It turns out the light, I guess UV light bouncing off the water had burned out my corneas, and we had to cancel the whole shoot. And yeah, I should have worn sunglasses. This is so cool. The bar at 60 Minutes has always been so high to get a story on the air. Everybody who works at 60 Minutes is the best in their profession, the best at what they do, the best sound technician, the best camera person, the best producers, associate producers, the best editors. And so the bar is high. Because when you're doing a 60-minute story, and you're remembering the stories that you saw Bob Simon do when you were a kid. That's a sound of out there. About how many cases are there here?
It's roughly about 500,000.
You're remembering the stories you saw Mike Wallace and Morley Safer do, or Ed Bradley.
Bob Dylan was drinking 2 bottles of red wine a day, sometimes smoking 30 packs of cigarettes.
Did you drink 2 bottles of wine and smoke 30
The
packs?
smoking I did, the wine I held back on.
That is the bar you are trying to live up to. That's the bar you're trying to cross.
And now CNN's Anderson Cooper on assignment for 60 Minutes.
Good morning. The whole time I've done pieces in 6 minutes, my full-time job has been over at CNN and still is. And it's been really challenging to do the kind of work you need to do to have a great 60 Minutes piece on. You know, CNN doesn't like it if I take a lot of time off to work on a 60 Minutes piece. So I've worked mostly for 60 Minutes on weekends. You know, my vacation time at CNN has been working on 60 Minutes pieces, and I've loved it, but it's been tough. I always imagine, like, okay, when I don't want to be in the daily news grind, I'd love to just tell 60 Minutes stories. But when I had kids, the reality of having kids is different than anything you can kind of imagine. I was shooting in South Africa recently, and Jono, a 60 Minutes cameraman, told me he remembers the moment his 7-year-old son, they were walking to school and holding his hand. He remembers the moment his son took his hand out of his dad's hand. And Jono didn't know it in that moment, but that was the last time his son let him hold his hand walking to school.
This
and
story.
I started to cry when he told me that, because I'm in South Africa and my kid is going to school that day and I'm not there. I've got a 4-year-old and I've just now a 6-year-old, and I want to spend as much time with them as I can while they still want to spend time with me. And those days, that clock is ticking, I think. I don't think the reality has really hit me that I'm not going to be doing this any longer. You know, to give up something you've watched since you were a kid, yeah, I will miss this. I hope 60 Minutes remains 60 Minutes. There's very few things that have been around for as long as 60 Minutes has and maintain the quality that it has. And things can always evolve and change, and I think that's awesome, and things should evolve and change. But I hope the core of what 60 Minutes is always remains.
I'm Bill Whitaker with 60 Minutes.
I think the independence of 60 Minutes has been critical.
Congressman? Steve Croft from 60 Minutes.
We're in southern Israel.
I think also the variety of stories.
And that phrase right there, this last little bit, is what got Tanya Simon fired, where he talks about, I hope 60 Minutes doesn't change, 60 Minutes stays 60 Minutes. Those are the comments that Tanya Simon, either she didn't know of or she didn't tell him not to say this, but this is what effectively, per the Scott Pelley interview that we just watched, that's effectively what got Tanya Spencer fired from CBS.
Why did you decide to come to the United States?
This Chinese boat rammed us intentionally.
And I think the trust it has with viewers is critical to the success of 60 Minutes.
Cannot get over how extensive and intensive this process is.
When you see a 60 Minute story and you're like, that was a really good story. It was a good story because it requires time, it requires patience, it requires money.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can get much closer than this.
And it requires an appreciation of the history and the sacrifices and the hard work of the people here. And I hope that's known and honored and valued and continues. I hope 60 Minutes is around for when my kids grow up and have kids of their own and they can watch it with their kids.
I'm Mike Willett.
I'm Wally Safer.
I'm Diane Sawyer.
I'm Ed Bradley.
I'm Leslie Stahl.
I'm Anderson Cooper.
I'm Anderson.
I'm Anderson Cooper. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Well, it comes in.
I'm Anderson Cooper.
Doing the IMs is weird. Like, Mike Wallace actually made fun of me about my first IMs because, you know, I watched the IMs for so many years as a kid. And so I remember the first time I did the I'm Anderson Cooper. And you do it 3 times usually. I think I had to do it like 20 times because I'm just somebody who's always mumbled my own name. And then you think, like, is it?
I'm Anderson Cooper. I'm Anderson Cooper. I'm Anderson Cooper.
Thank you.
And you end up sounding just like a complete idiot. And then somebody just picks one.
I'm Anderson Cooper. I'm Anderson Cooper. I'm Anderson Cooper.
So yeah, for the last time.
Turn around, stand by. Okay, turn around, stand by.
I'm Anderson Cooper. I'm Anderson Cooper. I'm Anderson Cooper.
Told you it was a great interview. I wouldn't make you watch a bad interview. And if you guys hadn't checked out the interview with the founder of Tom's Footwear and Matthew McConaughey, I shared it on my community wall yesterday. I was fumbling around on the interwebs and lo and behold found this. It seems that the rich and famous people have the same questions about life that we do, and like, what is fulfillment, and then so take somebody like Matthew McConaughey, who's had a lengthy, healthy, happy career, and is, one of the best. How do they feel like they've made a difference and they've given back and all of, to make them feel fulfilled? Anyway, it's quite the interview and conversation. So I think it's about an hour and 20 minutes. It's a really good one to listen to too. And then Anderson Cooper has a great series on grief. And he has sat down and had conversations with many people that are grieving. So that's a really good one too. Anyway. All right, well, I'm going to release you into the wild and let you go play with your other friends. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll be back around later this evening for a concert, a block party, a Wyoming block party. Anyway, I'll see you guys around. Bye.